footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, this is off the playbook. Bring you our 2012 NFL Draft Prospects Preview. We're going to take a look at the running back position. We're going to look at some small school prospects as well as some sleepers that you want to keep an eye on. I have Trent Richardson as my #1 back in this class. This guy does a lot of things exceptionally well, which is why I compared him to Ernest Biner that used to play for the Browns and the Redskins. This guy does a great job of running the football, catching the football, blocking as well. So I think his only weakness would be he takes too many hits. He's going to have to learn how to make people miss more than he did at Alabama. But I think right now this guy is going to be a solid NFL player for at least 10 to 12 years. Lamar Miller out of Miami has the elusiveness, has that fluidness, that field vision, reminds you a lot of Ricky Waters in the way he sees the hole and bursts through it and has the speed to take it the distance. Very versatile, a guy that can also return kicks and punts for you. I think this guy is a solid prospect, one of the best prospects in this draft. Keep an eye on him. He may end up in the first round, but this guy will be a true game breaker at the next level. One of the toughest running backs in this draft class, Chris Polk out of Washington. This guy has been a solid player since his freshman year on campus. Decisive runner. This guy has good power, balance, and he finishes runs. Now, he may be a little stiff in the hips and lacks that fluidness, but when you look at his all-around game, he brings a lot to the table, which is why a lot of teams like him more so than Lamar Miller. But I think it's due to the fact that he's a little stiff. I have him ranked below Miller, but I think this guy will be a solid pro for a lot of years in the league. David Wilson out of Virginia Tech is a guy that brings a lot of agility and a lot of burst to the position. What I love most about him is his vision. He sees a cutback lane and he has the quickness to get through it. What he lacks as a runner is upper body strength. He has to get stronger, and that's probably why he struggles with ball security. If he can improve both aspects, this guy could be a steal for someone in the late second to early third round. I like what he brings to the table. He can also return kicks, so he has that type of versatility. LaMichael James out of Oregon is one of the more electrifying runners in the country. This guy has that breakaway speed, and he is an excellent open field runner. He can make you miss in the phone booth. What he lacks is he's a little bit too hesitant at the point of attack. If you think back to the LSU game, he was waiting for a lane to open up. He has to show some creativity and to be able to create his own lane, just like he did against Tennessee. If he can do so, if he gets in the right scheme, like an inside zone running scheme, this guy could be a true gem. Of the top quality running back prospects in this draft, Cyrus Gray out of Texas A&M. This guy has that breakaway explosiveness. What I like most about him, he reminds me a lot of Kendall Hunter. He doesn't have the strength as Hunter, but he does a great job of stringing runs together. He's versatile, and he's going to be a steal in this draft. Somebody's going to get a guy that reminds me a lot, like I said, of Kendall Hunter. Doug Martin out of Boise State is one of the best all-around backs in the country. This guy has tremendous all-around game. Versatile. He played defensive back early on in his career at Boise State, but this guy does a great job of running and finding lanes. Reminds me a lot of a Pierre Thomas type, a guy that can get yards, but you just don't know how he gets them, but he does a great job of finishing runs. He has to improve on his blitz pickup, and that's something that can be improved with proper coaching. More physical running backs in the country, Robert Turbin out of Utah State. Not a lot of guys know about him, but this guy could have been a top running back prospect a year ago had it not been for the ACL injury. Look at this guy, very underrated receiver, can catch the football out of the backfield. He finishes runs and has deceptive speed. What he has to work on, he has to do a better job of using technique when blitz pickup is concerned, and also pass protection. But again, it's something that can be improved. This guy is going to be a solid prospect for a lot of teams. Isaiah Peed is one of the more explosive and elusive backs in the country. This guy does a great job of setting up his blocks. He's one of those broken field type of runners. If you think back to the old days, and I'm a football historian, you think back to Abe Woodson, one of the outstanding kick returners for the 49ers. This guy has that type of open field running, and he should be a star at the next level on returns. There's a lot to like about Bernard Pierce out of Temple. This guy carried the load for the Owls. Many games over 25 carries or more. He runs with balance and is a very good blocker, so you can leave him in on all 3 downs. His injury history is what concerns me. This guy was always dinged up at Temple. Can he stay healthy? That's the biggest question, but a solid mid-round grade I gave him due to the fact that he has those nagging injuries. When I look at Bobby Rainey, I see a lot of Leon Washington, a guy that's short but not small, good vision, good balance, and a great open field runner. He doesn't have the breakaway speed that you want from a guy his size, but he does have all-around game, and he does block very well. So this is a guy I give a solid 5th round grade to. One of the small school prospects in this draft that I want you to keep an eye on, Nate Eachus out of Colgate. Great burst for his size, 5'10", 220 pounds, runs with a lot of power, a lot of physicality. Also can catch the football out of the backfield. The Red Raiders send him down the field a lot on pass routes. This guy is a solid player. If he's around in the later part of the draft, 6th, 7th round, he could be a steal for many, many teams looking for a complimentary back. Here are some of the top fullback prospects in this draft. You start with Brady Ewing out of Wisconsin. Someone had to plow open those holes for those running backs out there in Madison, and this guy is the quintessential fullback, should do a fine job in a system that still runs I formation or utilizes the fullback. Roderick Green out of Arkansas played tailback for the Razorbacks, but I think he can put his hand in the ground and be a fullback at the next level. Also can line up in a single back formation, catches the football very well, is very physical, and has the size you want in this day and age type of fullback. Rhett Ellison at 6'4", 250 pounds is more of an H-back type, but can line up in the backfield and does a great job in pass protection and also catching the football downfield. Derek Coleman is another one of these guys that I think can transition well to a fullback spot at the next level. Great hands, good running skills, but is more of a fullback than a tailback. I think he could fit fine at the next level. Now here's some of my top running back sleepers with pro potential. You look at number 3, Mike Harris out of Murray State. Did a great job for the Racers in that program. Also, Lance Dunbar out of North Texas. Nobody watched this guy, but this guy tore up the Sun Belt Conference. And also keep an eye on Lennon Creer, Louisiana Tech, 6 feet, 205, a guy that has a lot of versatility. Football Game Plan has you covered with all your draft coverage. Visit our draft page at footballgameplan.com/draft. Also, like us on Facebook. We have a fan page. Become a fan of ours on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at FBallGamePlan. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel that you're watching right now at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan. Also, listen to our draft analyst Chris James' Draft Prospects Preview Show every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.